Family therapists, what's the darkest secret you've ever been expected to keep? I was working with the Sinclair family when the youngest daughter whispered, "I don't like when mommy plays the breathing game anymore." Mrs. Sinclair's hand shot out, gripping Adelaide's shoulder. "That's just pretend, sweetie. Remember what we discussed about keeping family games private?" Her voice raised. I kept my expression neutral. "That sounds interesting. Can you tell me how to play?" The older sister Penelope looked like she was holding back tears. Mrs. Sinclair's eyes widened. "Oh, it's just a silly bedtime routine." Adelaide beamed with pride. "Mommy puts the pillow on our faces and counts. I can last 73 seconds now." "Adelaide, that's enough. We practice for when important people visit. The bathtub game helps us hold our breath longer underwater." Adelaide continued, warming to her subject. Mrs. Sinclair stood abruptly, yanking Adelaide and Penelope to their feet. "I think we've taken enough of the doctor's time." She was already moving toward the door, dragging both girls. "Mrs. Sinclair, we still have 40 minutes. Send me the bill." She didn't look back. I filed my CPS report within the hour, and my supervisor called me an hour later. "Maria, you need to be very careful about making accusations against respected community members. The Sinclairs donate to half the city council's campaigns." I tried to argue, but she cut me off. "Drop it. That's not a request." At dawn, I drove past their house just to check. A for sale sign stood in the yard and I called the number. "Oh, the Sinclairs? They're relocating immediately. Something about a business opportunity out of state." I went back that afternoon with a tin of cookies as my excuse to knock on the door. Mrs. Sinclair answered in yellow rubber gloves that went up to her elbows. The smell of bleach made me lightheaded. "I forgot to give these to Adelaide yesterday," I said with a smile. She mentioned she liked chocolate chip. "The girls aren't here," she shot quickly. "They're at their aunt's house." But her children's shoes sat by the door, still wet, and behind her I could hear rhythmic thumping, like someone hitting a wall in a pattern. That's when her phone buzzed on the entry table. The preview notification was visible for just a second. "Handler expecting 2 packages tomorrow morning. Confirm the condition." Over her shoulder, I could see boxes stacked in the hallway. "Mountain House" written in black marker. I knew the area. Rural, isolated, no cell service. Perfect for hiding things. "I have things to do," Mrs. Sinclair spat, starting to close the door. "The moving truck will be here tomorrow morning." It was 8:15 p.m. I had less than 12 hours to work with. As she shifted, her keys fell from her pocket. The keyring had medical tape and zip ties attached. "Let me help." I bent to pick them up, glimpsing the trash can outside. Empty bottles of pediatric sleep medication. Adelaide's doll lay on the porch. Someone had cut off all its hair and drawn red marks across its face. Mrs. Sinclair grabbed the keys from my hand. "You need to leave, now." The only way to stop the girls disappearing forever was to get a confession. I tried one more time, blocking her from closing the door. "Mrs. Sinclair, please. I know something's wrong. Let me help." She laughed, but it sounded like breaking glass. "Help? You sent CPS here. Get off my property before I call the police." I grabbed her wrist as she tried to shut the door. "Where are Adelaide and Penelope right now? Just tell me they're safe." The door slammed. I heard deadbolts turning. That night, I did the only thing I could think of. I called my brother Marco. "Remember what Uncle Harold did to us? He didn't need more. Give me 20 minutes." Marco arrived with his friend Miguel. They'd done 2 tours in Afghanistan together. By 2 a.m., we were outside the Sinclair house with everything we needed. Marco picked the lock in under 30 seconds and crept inside. Mrs. Sinclair was packing a suitcase, her back to us. Mrs. Sinclair woke up 10 minutes later to Marco's hand over her mouth and 3 figures dressed in black surrounding her bed. She tried to scream, but the sock Miguel shoved in prevented that. That's when I pulled up a chair directly in front of her. "I'm going to take the sock out of your mouth," I said, placing Marco's knife against her cheek. "And you're going to tell me exactly what you've been doing to Adelaide and Penelope? Every detail of these games." I slowly removed the sock. Full story on channel, link below.